Well, hello everybody. Time once again for some more Guild Wars 2. We're on our handsome boy here, Stout Quartz, the Flame Rifle Warrior, dragon-esque appearance, because I can, why not? So, for today's episode, oh gosh, my throat just went completely haywire on me. Of course, right when I'm in the middle of trying to elaborate on what we're going to do today. We're going to take a little bit of a different approach. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to kind of teach the basics of World versus World, and we're going to start not from a stereotypical, like, how to do World versus World thing, right? I'm going to clear my throat here really quick. So, World versus World is possibly one of the most intricate and convoluted game systems in an MMO. Right, it's not the only... Guild Wars 2 is not the only MMO that has something akin to World versus World. We're just going to stick to Guild Wars 2, right? In Guild Wars 2, you have your PvE, you have your SPVP, you have your World versus World. You have, within those game types, you have a whole bunch of different things you can do, right? So in PvE, you have raiding, you have fractals, you have dungeons, you have open world, yada, yada, yada. I'm not very good at the SPVP stuff, so I won't speak on that. I don't think I'm very good at World versus World, honestly. However, what I can do is kind of elaborate upon some of the things you need to be aware of, some basics for World versus World. Delighted to see you too, to get better at it. So, first and foremost, this is Armistice Bastion. Armistice Bastion is a pass you can purchase in the Black Lion store that gives you access to a hub that has everything you need. It's located in the mist, so you can see the map. No lines, but you can at least see what's going on where. You can still see your team chat here in the window, right? Even though you're not in a Borderland. Now, World versus World is made up. We're actually going to move to Obsidian Sanctum for this aspect. World versus World is made up of technically 5 Borderlands. Well, 4 Borderlands and then one Edge of the Mist, right? So, if memory serves me correctly, this was made because back in the day there was so much wait times and stuff like that to get into any of the major Borderlands. You would go into Edge of the Mist, and it created more of a more World versus World stuff. There's no mounts in it. Something like that, where you could do more stuff, and it would contribute to your Borderland. Like, if you captured enough things, it would send supplies to your Borderland, yada, yada, yada. I don't know anybody who does this anymore. I remember it being really popular for a short period of time, and now I honestly think it needs a complete rehaul. I think this should be the 5th map. But anyways, we'll go into that another time. So, you have your major Borderlands. Now, Obsidian Sanctum is kind of like a gathering place if you don't have something like the Armistice Bastion, where you have access to all your major vendors. There's a jumping puzzle, right, which is right back here. You can see aspects of it around us, right? And then it also will tick off participation. Now, the easiest way to think about participation is that this timer here will give you as many points as it has shown there every time it reverts to 0. So your participation level determines the number of reward track points you will earn each tick. Participation is earned by participating in a variety of World versus World activities, such as capturing and defending objectives, completing events, and killing enemy players. Every time you get a tick, that many points contribute to this, which indicates the number of reward track points required to earn the next reward on your active World versus World reward track. Click here to change your active reward track, right? And then you can, like, select whether or not it's tracking. I just always track. I usually don't have this up when I'm playing. This is your World vs. World reward track. So when you hit B, and V in this case because I accidentally dodged. When you hit B, or you click on the World vs. World castle icon up there, the rook icon, it'll initially go to this page, which is all the Borderlands. It shows the 3 teams, their colors. This right here, this little house icon indicates what is your home team, your home Borderland. This pie indicates the breakdown of who controls the most amount of points based upon objectives, right? So there's Eternal Battleground, which is like the big middle zone where there's the big Stoneless Castle, and then there's the 3 individual colored Borderlands. There's 2 Alpine Borderlands and 1 Desert Borderland. Many people say they hate Desert Borderland. That's just because it's an intricate map. right? Once you learn the basics of it, it is not that hard to grasp at all. And maybe for the next video, I'll make a video on how to like grasp the basics of all the maps, right? The next tab is Match Overview. This shows your current point total. When people talk about PPT, right, they're talking about points per tick. And this is how many points we were getting for our objectives that we control. So right now, red, which is my team, right, we control Stone Mist Castle, which gives us, you know, so many points, right? We control 4 keeps. We control 7 towers and 5 camps, right? Where green controls 15 camps, 10 towers, and 4 keeps, right? And this is the point spread, right? You'll see that having the major objective isn't always what keeps you in the highest point spread. It's about what you have control over, right? You can click here to see what the current and the previous scores have been for the entirety of the match. You can click here on the left-hand side to see what the total is. Some people are really into the math and statistics of this stuff, right? So you can see we're in, well, I'm in red, so we're in second place, well behind Dwayna and just barely ahead of Abaddon. You can see victory points. You can see the kill-death ratio. People get really, really up in arms about this, right? So right now, we've been really just, we're killing 2 opponents on average per 1 death on our team, right? They really get up in arms over this. If it's not above 1, you're going to see some people get upset from time to time. Now down here, we have our match rewards, right? Every match, which is a week long, you have the opportunity to, as you participate, you get pips, right? So your war score gives us this many. My rank, so as you rank up, increases. And if you completed at least wood in the previous week, you get an extra point. So right now I'm earning 11 points per tick. That's the other thing they're talking about for PPT, right? And how many I've earned total for the match, right? So the next one I'll get 11 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? So that'll put me there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'll put me there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 3 more ticks before I earn a reward chest. You can click on all reward chests to see the progress, right? If you're really into World versus World, at a minimum, you want to complete gold every week to get your Mystic coins. I'm pointing at the screen. You can't see me pointing. But you at a minimum want to complete wood so you get that extra tick every week, right? But the players who are really locked in get all the way to Diamond to get the 4 Mystic coins, and then you can repeat Diamond in this upper box. It shows you what you get every time you repeat it, right? There's not really much of a gold giveaway in World versus World like there is in PvP. However, the Mystic coins, if you're really into it and you don't want to use them for crafting, can be a good source of gold, right? So that covers the Match Overview tab. The Reward Tracks tab, I forgot to say the Legends, just show you all the things that bonus your pip. So if you command and you're a public commander, you get bonus pips per tick, right? And your rank goes all the way up to +8. And what do you get for the war score type things. So reward tracks are all of these different things that allow you to earn rewards per tick, right? That's what this was over here. See, I'm losing progression right now. It's turned yellow. So it's going down very, very slowly. So, because I'm not actually participating it right now, right? So they're all themed based upon different things. So, right, there's dungeon-themed ones. There's zone-themed ones. There's expansion-themed ones. I highly recommend, if you're brand new to World versus World, to focus on the Gift of Battle reward track and the... oh, I completed that one. I was like, what the heck? And the armor one, which is this one. You do this 6 times, you'll unlock all the basic exotic armor to start working on your World versus World legendary armor. So you'll have to do this 6 times. But you're going to want to do, I would say, do the Gift of Battle reward track probably about 50 times if you're wanting to build legendary weapons, because you're going to need quite a few. 50 is probably a bit much, like 25. You could probably get away with even less than that. But the rewards for it are outstanding, right? So that's something to take in consideration. You get things as you play called Memories of Battle. That's a crafting component. Mystic Clover is another crafting component. The Gifts of Battle, or the Memories of Battle, you can buy. You cannot buy these. So, and this is the only way to get those. So when you're early on, make sure you're pushing to get these and to unlock your armor. You can have these different tabs that show you what are unavailable. Like all I have unavailable right now are what are available during the holiday seasons. There's holiday ones. Some of them are pretty good, like really good. Others are, whatever. And then you can also see what you completed. I always just keep it on what's available. And then I have the Canton reward track on repeat, which you can select by selecting and deselecting this, so that I can get these to get more components for the legendary Gen 3 Arene's weapons that I'm building. Okay, so this is one of the things that most new players completely don't understand, right? And that's as you rank up, you get ability points to rank up certain things only in World versus World. Now, people will say that they don't have the mastery for like catapults. This is what they're talking about. It's the 4th tab down, right? And it takes 60 ability points to max it out. Okay, see a tick just happened. I'm losing a lot of progression. I'm tier 6 right now. That's what you want to be. That gives you the most bonuses. And that gave me 5 Writs and New Koenig because that's where I was at in this reward track. So I was waiting for that to happen so I can show you that. So anyways, I have so many, because I'm ranked 3,466, I have so many ability points that I have extras, right? I think it takes like rank, oh gosh, I don't remember, 1,200 or maybe 2,000 or something like that to max it all out. Maybe it's not that high anymore. But the things you want to master are War Gliding, you're going to want to glide, right? And War Claw. Those are the 2 most important ones. After that, it's going to be your supply capacity, right? Your supply master, and then your provisions master. Those are really important. Everything else to that is secondary. Guard Killer, Mercenary Bane, all that secondary. Defense against guards, secondary. If you are planning on participating with a group that's laying siege and stuff like that, you'll work on the rest of them. Just in time, you'll unlock these. Don't stress over it. However, if you don't have a mastery and you guys are rushing to take an item or take a like a tower or anything that has walls you have to break, you might want to get off of the siege equipment and allow somebody who has a mastery, because it adds quite a bit of damage, right? All these things, they all have special abilities that increase it. And I'll let you go through all these on your own and see it. And this was just part of the beta. This shows you what your current assignment is. On your guild panel, you select which guild you want as your World versus World guild. There's, 27 days or something like that for every reset. And that's how that works. Okay, so there's the basics of all that, like data entry aspect. There's all the major merchants over here. The most important ones are going to be the Heroics Notary, right? So this is how you get your, if you need to unlock additional, specialties and class profession specialties and stuff like that, you can use these to unlock hero points, but just by playing World versus World. This is how you get the World versus World specific items, such as runes and sigils. So you might see like a website that shows you, oh, you need to use a Superior Rune of Holosmith. Well, this is probably the cheapest way to get it. The different Jade Bot stuff, relics, and Janthier Wild specific stuff. And then the other one's going to be your Skirmish Supervisor, right? And this is how you get all of the exotic armor, the Ascended armor, the Mistforge Ascended armor, the weapons to make the Ascended weapons, the Masters hunt, the marks, the Grandmaster marks to make the Ascended weapons, and then Ascended accessories that you can customize for whatever build you want. Do not waste your Memories of Battle and your Skirmish claim tickets on these. You only get these from time and playing, right? It takes a certain amount of time. You only get so many so often, right? So like, I don't think it shows it on there. It's gonna be from your generic progress and rewards through the chests, which are here, right? So that gives you 10. I think killing an opponent gives you 10. So that's 5, 5, 5, 5, or 5, 5, 5, 10. So that gives you 25 from completing this chest, right? All 4 chests. It takes time to unlock those, so do not waste your skirmish tickets. Hold on to them until you're ready to build like your legendary armor, because you're going to need a lot, because you have to buy things from the Mistforge vendors, stuff like that require them, right? There's also the memories of Gobbler for when you get like to the point where you've built everything. So stuff like that. And this is something you're probably going to want to spend some skirmish claim tickets on, but you don't need to. It's just a little bit of a bonus, right? So now let's talk about builds, right? Your world versus world build can take what I consider 3 or 4 major approaches. You have burst DPS, which is just high damage. You have Condi DPS, which is putting out a whole bunch of conditions that do damage over time. You have support, right? Which I don't think they really call it support in World versus World, unless you're doing support in a Zerg, which is like a raid. Or you have frontline, which is like a tank, like a bruiser, right? So that being said, there's 2 different ways of playing World versus World. There's roamers, and then there's running with a Zerg. So you see me roaming all the time, where I'm running around by myself, and I'm taking small objectives. I need to get some participation in, or I'm going to lose my tier 5, and I don't want to jump below tier 5. So let's go get this camp. Nope, that's not going to work. Well, I think killing a guard will do it. So right now I'm on a roaming build. This is a burst damage roaming build. I'm running all berserker armor for the most part, some dragons to give me a little bit more health. This is a very dangerous way to play the game. I'm a glass cannon. For you guys who've seen me play, I die a lot. I don't mind dying. I don't really have much of the ability to support myself, right? So, oh boy, what do we got here? Oh, there's 2 friends, so that's okay. So you're going to want to take that into consideration. You can make a frontline build, potentially, or like a bruiser build, let's call it, where you have more sustain, right? That's always a possibility. Your numbers are not going to be as high as mine. You're not going to do, you know, $5,000 damage every time you click a button, right? My auto attack is doing almost 4,000. That's really high. You can see killing these guards stopped my participation decay. And that's all I was aiming at. We'll go... Oh my gosh, all the camps have been recently taken here. Let's check out desert. Nope. So, as a roamer, my main job is to take as many minor or even non-minor objectives. I've soloed towers and camp, or obviously I've soloed camps, but I've soloed towers before. I have successfully soloed a Stoic Rampart before. That was once. That was on a Celestial Renegade build that doesn't exist anymore. And that was a power-based frontline, like bruiser build that had a lot of self-sustain. Now, I'm going to warn that playing builds like I play, which some people call gank builds, they're actually an assassination type of build, right? It's all about killing your opponent before they get the opportunity to do damage to you, or to kill you, are very difficult to maintain. So something like this Necromancer is going to be problematic, right? They have a lot of ranged. It's actually
adrenaline surging. Destroy you all.
because he's got... I don't have a lot of Condi cleanse with this build, so I have to get lucky and down him before I got down, but I really don't have enough conditional cleanses. So there's a great example of what happens when you don't have sustain, right? I could do a ton of damage, but a good player like them, they have the ability to withstand the high damage threshold. So I didn't really have much of a chance in that fight to begin with. If I wanted to, I probably could have gone in on my my Bladesworn build, which is more of a front line, has much more sustain, has much more Condi cleanse, and I probably would have had a better chance. But I really enjoy playing this build because it is, you know, balls to the wall, just throwing it out there. I don't mind dying. Some people get really upset about, like, whether or not they survive an encounter. You know, they're all about
Hurts, doesn't it?
Such might.
right. They're all about. Well, an ally ended up showing up, so that worked. So there's that. So here we go. We just got a tick. That was so it happens every 5 minutes. That gave us reward 1 out of bronze, which is a skirmish chest, memories of battle, reward track potions, which you'll watch this down here. It's or sorry, not down here. The reward track in here will progress. So let's keep this up and open to the side, and a mist warp packet, which gets crafting materials, and 5 skirmish tickets. Right, see that move because those instantly, you don't have to open them anymore. They instantly apply. I also got a material coffer. And that's just out of the reward track progression, right? You will get things called skirmish chests, right? These you can use to get things like siege blueprints, tactics, tricks, canned food, which is also oils, siege decorations for your guild, unidentified dye, transmutation charges, badges of honor, and jade heroics. Do not waste these, right? Build these up. You might need a ton of these for something in the future, right? So right now I could get 6,000 plus testimonies of jade heroics if I need, or I could get 20,000 badges of honor if I need, right? There are some things that you do that have high costs in these, so build these up. Do not waste these on things like food. Use your gold or craft, stuff like that. As far as siege and stuff like that, you'll get enough just playing. You don't need to stress over that stuff. Play the patient game. So there's that. So the major capturable objectives, or not major, but all the capturable objectives are camps, right? Towers, such as these up here, right? Keeps and garrisons, right? Which is still a keep, but people call this a garrison. There are also ruins. Not every map has ruins, and shrines. Right? So not every map has shrines. Like there's no shrines in Eternal Battlegrounds or ruins. There are also starting areas, right? So up here, Rawl's Rest Citadel, this is a starting zone. If you get too close to the enemy's starting zone, like a great example is down here. If you see this windy road, right about here, your opponents, so the blue team becomes invulnerable. If you chase them into that, past that, you're going to die. It's going to be a bad time. Right? Same with the green one, right? If you chase too close, like right about here, they'll become invulnerable. I think for here, it's up on the ledges, so they can't get back up. Might be right below it too. So you got to be mindful. Every map has that. So in both the Alpine maps, right, it's going to be up here, and it's going to be over here for these. On this side, it's right in front of this like little bastion. It's up here on this ledge, and it's up here on this ledge, right? For the main, if this is your map, right, it's going to be up in here, right? They can't get you while you're invulnerable. For Eternal Battleground, it's going to be up here. It's going to be right about here and over there. Same thing with here. It's going to be right at the base of these stairs, up here and then over there. And then for this one up here, it's just right around this like little half circle zone. Same thing as the other Alpine zone, right? So be mindful of that. When you're a new player, right, I highly recommend playing builds that have some sort of sustain to them so that you can get used to surviving, even taking a camp. because like this build I'm playing on right now, or I was playing on, this incredible high damage output build is incredibly glass tanky, and if I'm not careful, even all the NPCs here at a camp can kill me, right? But you have websites like GuildGen's a good one, where you can go up here to, it's just guildgen.com, Guild Wars 2 builds, World versus World roaming, right? They have their tier list, which is great, but they mark the beginner ones, which is fantastic. And they break it down to 3 types: assassin, bruiser, and medic. So assassin would be like what I'm playing, bruiser would be like survivability, and medic would be like support, right? And then they have each class. So whatever you want to play, they have tons of builds for it. Just play what you like. Don't go off of what people tell you is the best. Just play what you enjoy. So like, they recommend Celestial Hambo Berserker. I hate Celestial Hambo Berserker. So what do I play? You know, I play Power Rifle Berserker Assassin, which is not even a top thing, but I enjoy it, right? On my Revenant, what do I play? I don't play the best one, which unmistakably is the best one. I play a version of this where I use the hammer instead of the short bow, right? Kind of like this and this mixed together. So there's websites like this to help you with your build and stuff like that, right? So soloable camps, right? There are camps around every starting zone. There are camps around each keep, and there are camps around each tower. The camps provide supply routes to rank up your towers and your keep. See how this is rank 2? It's because they have gotten enough supply caravans to make it there to rank it up. So like this is 34 out of 50. So if they get 16 more, this will be rank 3. Each rank gives additional benefits, and you can just click on anything to see what they are, right? So camps even have them. You can also put tactics and improvements into objectives. So let's click on one that my team has control over, right? On the map I'm on. So there's no objectives or improvements or tactics. People just call them tactics in this camp because you have to wait 10 minutes. After that, I'll be able to put stuff in. Our keep, which is being represented by the group Love, the guild Love, has put tactics and improvements in. I will warn you, the tactics can be pulled. They used to be able to pull them at any time, but now you can only pull some of them during combat, which is a good change because people were like pulling the emergency waypoint tactic whenever there's to be a troll, whenever there wasn't any actual risk or harm to the keep, to the garrison in this point. Right, so I'll show you where those are. But first we're going to show you, like, inside every objective there are nodes. So this is what people talk about with nodes. You're going to need harvesting tools. I have, you know, ones that never break. You can buy breakable ones from vendors. But you're going to want to get something like the Gifts of Volatility that will help you build things. That's a whole nother video. But the tactics are up here, right? So you can click this to resupply your objective. You can click this for a dragon banner, which is a good defense or offense thing against the enemy Zerg, and then the emergency waypoint. Do not use these if you don't know what you're doing. If somebody calls for it, says, hey, activate the emergency waypoint, and you're near it, hit it. And then there's a lord in all objectives, or a supervisor that you have to kill to get the ring up to claim it. And there's like, you saw that ring up in that camp when I was defending it. So that's pretty much the basics I can think of. I'm sure I'm missing something. You know, experiments, play to what you feel is your fun, enjoyable context, right? Don't feel obligated to play the game how other people tell you to play it. You know, just do what feels fun. So we got to take there's also dailies. That's what I forgot. So in the Wizard's Vault, which is Shift H, you can select which dailies you want. I have PvP and World versus World selected. So, and this is what populates the red, the blue, the red, the green, the yellow. Yellow are World versus World, red are PvP or sometimes also World versus World, and green are I think it's green, or is it blue? It's green, are PvE. You have dailies, you have weeklies, and you have specials. So I have to complete I have to kill 5 enemy guards and capture a ruin or a shrine. So we're going to go down here and capture the shrine potentially to get that daily done. And then we'll go over to the camp, kill a guard, claim the camp, and that'll be our dailies. You should try to do your dailies every day. The awards for it are worth it. The astral claim is what you can use to most early on get the ascended gear and weapons, right? You get 3 and 1, so it'll take you a couple of weeks to build up a full set, right? You also want to buy the legendary weapon starter sets so that you can start working on legendaries more quickly. Oh look, I don't even have to do any work. Oh look, that guy mounted up. So if you're mounted up, you don't get to claim the point. That was very nice to do that. Right, see, and that completed the ruin take, and that daily's complete. You have to do 4, so I'm halfway there. And actually, I believe killing this sentry here will be enough to complete my daily for that. Then after that, all I have to do is look for enemy players. Oh, that just got taken. So he's playing Guardian, Dragon Hunter. They have a longbow, greatsword usually, and traps. They do a ton of damage. It's super fun to play. Oh, on top of that, in your hero panel, if you go down to achievements, you have your world versus world specific achievements. If you like world versus world, start doing these. They take forever. Right? There's a lot of them. But the weekly ones, this Mist War Hero is what you want to work on. This gives you these transcended chests and these hardened chests to get you keys and to get boxes. These give you these chests, so you get more items and more rewards. It's really worth your time to work on those every week. Don't skimp out on that. You'll thank me after you're building up a huge supply of things for crafting and potentially gold, right? Oh, we had another tick, so look at that. We're almost back up into tier 6. So I'll show you one of the basic strategies I have. I run in on my mount. I use the mount 4 ability to go into combat. I pull them out of line of sight so they can't range me. It puts them all in the same area. I hit the wrong button. It happens. And you want to focus down the scouts because the scouts have a blind, right? That blind, if you don't have Condi cleanses, will stop you from being able to successfully hit things. And then you just sit here in the ring until you capture the objective. I appreciate this player helping me to show you how it's done, right? If an opponent or an NPC comes into the ring, this will be a good example, it will stop the progression. So you have to kill them. See how it turned green? You have to kill them. So that shows you how to get the progression back going. If an enemy player comes in here, it will stop progressing on this ring, stop you from taking the objective. So there's all of that. So there we go. So we have done our dailies. We have done our World vs. World dailies, and I've gone over all the basics. Oh, shrines contribute to the keep that they are next to, right? So we control this keep. If we had all 3 of the shrines, we could use these really cool lava volcano portals that allow you to zip across the map back and forth really quickly. We don't, so don't think we can even use... Yeah, we can use the lava portals because we control the... I think at least 2 of them or something like that. And that'll get us inside the keep quicker, right? And then we can actually go to a staircase over here. Right? Or am I all turned around? I get all turned around in here. That took us back to where we're at. I don't use these all the time. I think we need to go up here. Yeah. See, I've been playing Desert. It's my favorite map, and I still get a little confounded sometimes. Here you have the Inferno Egg that turns you into like a Balthazar Hound, which can be fun. I think you can use it to damage some walls or gates. I don't remember, but just kind of fun. But see, this puts you right next to this upper... I'm going to show the my Bladesworn build here. Thing with Bladesworn is I can't swap weapons, so I have to make sure I have the weapon out that I want. See, now all of a sudden my auto attack does half the damage I was doing because I'm not as focused on doing damage, right? But I can swap to my my sword rifle, gun saber. Whoop. And that does way more damage. You can see I have much more survivability whenever I use anything that has ammunition, which is lots of things. I get a little bit of barrier. It just has a lot of survivability. It takes longer to kill things, but as you see, we've taken this shrine. Once this shrine is completed, we'll have... Dang it. Well, we would have had 3 out of 3. A little tornado will show up here. You can click on it. It will jump you to so this one's on the left, so it'll jump you to this shrine. That one over there on the right will jump you to that shrine. So there's that. There's also Sentry Points. Sentry Points will mark the location of enemies. So if an enemy comes close to these sentries, they'll show up. There's also some items you can put on a watchtower, which will also mark nearby enemies on the map. So there's the basics of World versus World. We're back into Tier 6. We've got a whole bunch of rewards. You got the Chest of the Mist. Those help you build up more Testimonies Heroics. So you've got a ton of Memories of Battle. You just want to build that stuff up. And then there's the 6 major types of siege, right? You have Golems, which are maneuverable. You can use them from point to point. Catapult, medium to long range weapon to break down gates, or more successfully to break down walls. Trebuchets, extremely long range. They deal damage to gates or walls. Flame Rams, they do damage to gates, only in a small, very... obviously you have to be next to the gate. Arrow Carts, which are anti-personnel. Ballista, anti-personnel, anti-other siege. And shield generators, which allow you to protect your siege or protect your walls and gates, defensive abilities, stuff like that. Sometimes you'll see this laying around the ground. Delectable birthday cake. That's a food item you can use that boosts all your stats. You always want to have food and oil, right? Based upon, there's oil for Condi, there's oil for healing, there's oil for power. So this one right here, the sharpening stones are good for power, and the cake is good for everything. And then you also have things like Heroes Banners, which gives you the bonuses that are established there, right? And then you also have Gobblers and stuff like that, which will give you more participation, more reward track and more participation bonus. And then there's Celebration Boosters, which are like you get from playing the game more and stuff like that, which gives you all sorts of different bonuses. So you want to keep an eye on that stuff and build it up at first, because the very low level ranks, like I would say up to 3,000, go really fast. After that, you want to start using those things because it slows down a lot. It takes forever to get ranked up. The best way of ranking up quickly is finding a Zerg, running around with a Zerg. I'm not sure if there's any running right now, but we'll check out. Usually there's one in EBG. We'll check out to see if there's a tag going in EBG. If not, I hope there is. There's not. So I have the ability to tag up, right? Right, and that's this icon on the map. That same orange icon is what I have over my head. If it's allow members to, if it's not locked, not private squad, anybody can join it, right? And that will increase, because you can do more with more players, and that'll increase the amount of experience you get from playing. Supplies are located up here on this part of the map up here. It shows you what you're in right now, the current points, the time for the next tick, the time of the current skirmish, and how much supply you can carry. How much supply you can carry is based upon your supply capacity, right? So it starts off pretty low. I think it's 10, increases it by 15, or maybe it starts off as 15 or something like that, and it increases it to the point where you can carry a maximum of 25. That's what you use to build siege, right? So different siege has different requirements. So like a siege ram requires 40, air requires 30, 40 for a shield generator, 25 for arrow arrow cart. Sorry, Ballista's 30, arrow cart's 25, so I could build an arrow cart by myself right now. 50 for a trebuchet, 40 for a catapult, and 125 for a siege golem. Right? So, there we go. And there's different siege that's built into all the things. So, like mortars, which are long-range defense. Burning oil, which is immediate gate defense. And then you have cannons, which are a medium range, do heavy damage. You'll often see commanders targeting cannons. Control T targets things. Puts that target icon on. And because these things do a ton of damage within that circle, right? Look at that damage. They can also do a lot of bleeding, and they can also chill your opponents. They're very powerful. Right, so there's the basics. Completed our dailies, got our basics done, got our participation back up. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that all makes sense. Oh, these red things is how you get in and out of areas, right? This is you can't walk through a gate, so that's your portal to get through the gate. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope it all made sense. If you need any clarification, please let me know. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. I'm here for you, here to help. So if you have any questions, concerns, or if you need anything, please let me know. So thanks so much. See you next time. Take care.